Wannabe tough guy Gavin Newsom says he's not kidding around when it comes to his threat to lock up Ron DeSantis. The Florida governor testing Newsom's tolerance for being a sanctuary state after sending him 2 flights of migrants to California's capital. Newsom whining to the media after claiming to be inclusive.
He's just weakness masquerading as strength. Yeah, he's flailing, desperate for attention. And he had to go to another state to find people under false pretense. I don't think this, I know this. I talked to the migrants.
Should he be worried that law enforcement officials in this state are going to arrest him when he walks off the plane?
Now we're getting into hyperbole. The bottom line is,
well, just
we're for accountability.
I mean, I don't think it's hyperbole. You're the one raising the issue of criminality, potentially.
Potentially.
Well, what Governor Slickster fails to mention is that everything was voluntary. Florida officials releasing a video showing they helped migrants in Texas go to Sacramento, and then they had their verbal and written consent to do so. The migrants even got to go on a party bus. Oh. Check out the purple lights. Ron DeSantis punching back at Newsom.
These sanctuary jurisdictions are part of the reason we have this problem, because they have endorsed and agitated for these types of open border policies. And they have to deal with some of the fruits of that. They all of a sudden become very, very upset about that. Well, what are these people having to deal with here? I don't see the sympathy for them.
Kidnap me and put me on a party bus.
You know, party bus is very deceptive. It looks like fun, but if you're not wearing a seatbelt, it's a death bus.
It is.
It's a death bus. I think that you know what Gavin Newsom reminds me of? When there's somebody who's on Twitter who is trying to raise their profile by coming after somebody and just hitting him, because he knows that DeSantis is like, he's the most effective, successful governor in the United States, and Gavin's the worst. So he's basically, he's basically heckling him on Twitter. This is what he's doing. And it's a joke because he won't arrest any thieves. He releases, criminals early, and now he's threatening, he puts on his Axe body spray up and buttons a shirt. And now he's, Rocky Balboa going after whatever. By the way, he is wrong too. Illegal immigration is at a porous border is not a local issue. It's a national issue, and it's not a stunt to marry a national problem with a national issue, which is what those buses did. If Newsom is too chicken to step up and pitch in and help these other governors, which is what in a national emergency you would do, he should go back to the French Laundry and yell at the masked help while slurping on foie gras.
I believe it was an MSNBC anchor. Good for him. He's like, you're the one that brought up kidnapping.
Yep. No, I love that. Look, even yesterday, I think it was yesterday, we spoke about this. I said, I don't even want to talk about this statute. I mean, that's just ridiculous. But, it's interesting. Newsom is criticizing Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis has a state that has added 319,000 Americans, people who want to give up where they're living to go live in Florida. Gavin Newsom has a state where 343,000 are moving out because they hate California, and for good reason. I mean, if you go to San Francisco, one of the most beautiful cities in America, I mean, you take your life in your hand. I mean, forget about it. And it is Gavin Newsom is just the guy trying to get attention. He's the little guy. And, he has consistently freed people directly without even involving the parole board. I mean, and, he wants to criticize Ron DeSantis. But that whole idea, they have the consent forms. Everybody had a good time. And this is a classic. The administration, the Democrats, were sanctuary cities. God bless all of you. Come to us until they have to walk the walk. And he's just picking an issue to try to make a name for himself. It's absurd.
Politically, why does Gavin Newsom go after Ron DeSantis? Why doesn't he go after Donald Trump?
Well, I don't know the answer to that. What I understand that I think what motivates your question. I don't understand why adults can't be leaders. The two of them have been elected to lead 2 of the most important states in the country, if not 2 of the 3 most important states in the country. Both of them are reflections of their respective parties. They seem to be more committed to the cathartic than they are to the strategic. We have a problem. It's obvious what the problem is. We talk about it around this table often, I think intelligently, I think with some enthusiasm, and sometimes with a little disagreement. These guys only want to engage in stunts. And it's frustrating and maddening because we've outlined the elements of a solution here. And for some reason, and there are others that are too, even Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who went down to the border, gave us pictures and gave some narrative around how we could begin to solve some of these problems. I hope they get a little what they want to get out of it, both Newsom and DeSantis, to try to advance their own personal political agendas and political athletic personas. But you're not doing anything to help those migrants that you're concerned about, nor are we doing anything to protect our border.
And Gavin could be attacking the president, so it's pretty convenient to go after Ron DeSantis.
Yeah, I agree with Greg. I think this is all an exercise to elevate himself. I think he is preparing to fill a void, should a void arise. I think a lot of people wonder whether or not President Biden, although he obviously has declared that he's running for president again, and that's the current status of his political situation, I think a lot of people wonder whether or not he actually will in the end. And so I think you see Gavin Newsom saying, I'm going after DeSantis. He's young like me. He's a successful governor from another state. And I'm also serving my party if I can ding him in this process and, have Donald Trump be the candidate. I believe that Democrats think that Donald Trump might be the easier person for them to run against. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. But I think this is a very deeply political and completely driven by his own political ambitions.
Yeah, he only gets press when he attacks Ron DeSantis.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But he should be welcoming people. He's a sanctuary city. He should be saying, oh, thank you so much for sending them on the buses because it's exactly what I said I wanted.
You can say, you're cruel, Ron. We'll take care of these people.
Of course we'll take them.
Yeah.
That should be the answer if he's not a hypocrite.
Yes.
All right, up next, squad member Cori Bush thinks if you're against going woke, you're a racist.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.